Alright, big space GOYF. So, this is a deck I've built based on someone I ran into in Ranked. It's a different version of their deck, but it's a fun little version of it for best of one. And we are built around the card GOYF from Edge of Eternities. Now, I say built around, we are only running free. But we're running free for a very clear reason. If we don't find the other pieces of this deck, drawing a 0-1 is not a very good way to win a game of Magic. So, GOYF, green and a black for a star 1+star. Its power is equal to the number of cards in exile, its toughness is equal to that number plus 1. So, our goal in this deck is to make a huge GOYF. So what are we running? Well, let's start with our creatures, and you'll see the strategy here. We're running Abhorrent Oculus and Hooting Mandrills. So, these are our delve spells, basically. We are going to turbo fill our graveyard, delve away stuff, cast GOYF on top of these big delve creatures. This is one of the problems with delve spells. There's often one of the reasons Abhorrent Oculus has replaced the Gurmag Angler in these lists. If you cast these out, turbo them out, and they just get answered with a kill spell, you're really far behind, you've burnt resources, so forth. GOYF is a good follow-up to this. So how Abhorrent Oculus and Hooting Mandrills work is, as an additional cost, we can exile cards to cast them from our graveyard. Not from our graveyard, sorry, use cards from our graveyard to cast them. So, you might think, well, that's going to take a while. How are we going to do that? Well, we are actually a turbo deck. So, for the purposes of turbo, we are running Otherworldly Gaze and Grisly Salvage. So, our perfect curve in this deck would be turn 1 Otherworldly Gaze, or other 1 mana spell, turn 2 Grisly Salvage into our delve spells. So, Otherworldly Gaze is a blue for a Surveil free with flashback 2. So it can exile itself for a GOYF, pretty good. Grisly Salvage is green and a black for a instant. We flip the top 5 cards of our library, and we find a creature or a land, and put that into our hand. Rest go into our graveyard. So, obviously, Grisly Salvage means plus 5 cards in your graveyard, which if we've cast a turn 1 spell, or we don't pick up the card from Grisly Salvage, we can easily get the 6 in to use for the delve abilities. The rest of our deck is purely a control package. So we have tons of spells here. So we have Considers as our cantrips to keep digging. We have Spell Pierce and Censor as counters. Censor should probably be Stubborn Denial. I didn't have copies, but I would suggest Stubborn Denial if you're going to brew this deck. 4 copies of Duress for Hand Disruption. Then we have our Kill Spell package. So we have Go for the Throat, Abrupt Decay, and Fatal Push to deal with permanents. Finally, our land base. So I am running, you might think I'm running the Storefront Overlooks for an extra card in the graveyard. That's a nice synergy of it. We are a 3-colored deck, and because of our high rare count, I couldn't get full play sets of the lands to stick within budget, so I went with 2 of each shock, and we used the other hideouts as a little mana fixing / color sorting. We are predominantly a blue-black deck that is splashing green, so it's not as important that we have green. So you can see from our basics, it's a 6-7-1 split. But yes, this is the Turbo GOYF deck. So, what are we aiming for with this deck? You've seen the gameplay. We want turn 1 spell into Grisly Salvage, into turn 3 Abhorrent Oculus or Hooting Mandrills. And then we will make a huge GOYF. So, going back to our deck from the start, we'll just talk about this, how it works in terms of budget. This is the column breakdown for what the budget is. So it fits within our current parameters because it's 4 mythics, 11 rares, 8 uncommons, and 26 uncommons, I believe, because we don't count basic lands because you get them for free. But yes, this fits with the the budget list. Hope you enjoy. You can watch the following gameplay to show a demonstration of how this deck plays. This is a best of 1 deck. I don't think it has legs in best of 3 because Answer in the Graveyard is very prominent right now. So if you want to take this into best of 1 or make a huge GOYF for fun, go ahead and do it. Enjoy the gameplay. Alright, here we are in best of 1. Let's try and make a gigantic space GOYF. So we have a GOYF, we have turn 1 spell into Grisly Salvage. Yep, we're drawing a black, that's perfect, so we'll pass. We are basically an instant speed deck, so we can play. Our opponent seems to be a stompy deck, so let's consider. We find an opponent Oculus, that's perfect. So we can hold. Grizzly Salvage is an instant, so we have our perfect line so far. Vizier of the Menagerie. I'm just having a read, see if I can counter it or have to counter it. Alright, so Grizzly Salvage, we already have a card in. We find another opponent Oculus, so since it's been revealed, I'm just going to take the Oculus as a backup. Normally I would probably dump all 5, but right now, let's do it. Into the opponent Oculus, exiling all 6 cards in our graveyard. We can now manifest Dread in their upkeep. We just mana. This also helps fill the graveyard for additional spells, which is why opponent Oculus is so good. But now I believe our GOYF is a 6/7. So let's just see how big we can get it. They have a reach blocker. There's another Mythic, so they have big mana, could have something scary. Let's get another card in our graveyard with a Maestro's Theater. Just fix our blue mana. I'm thinking about holding up. We'll just swing in for 5 here, see if they want to block. They leave Spinner alive, so they might have something scary. We came here to GOYF, so that's GOYF. It's currently a 6/7. Manifest Dread. 2 more spells here. Saju Wingling, Roost Seeks. They're searching for lands. Interesting. They are ramping towards something big, so I could just get smashed out by an Eldrazi here. Oh, here's some Burst Lightnings to kill the face down cards. Like I said, that's not huge. It does mean we can't swing, well, we can't kill them as prominently. But they've got so much mana now, particularly with that. I'm going to cycle the censor, said it the wrong way around. We are flooding, but I believe now, with them killing 2 things, we can now cast another opponent Oculus. So let's do that. Exile 6 more cards. GOYF is now at 12/13. So we'll swing in with a massive space GOYF. Put them down to 11. They reveal a Ashroot Anarchist. We'll get the other world in the graveyard, just because that's something we can flash back. There's a Trailblazer Outcaster. They could start drawing some big cards here. Let's see what they do. Ashroot Animist, so they can pump stuff. Ruby, the Daring Tracker. Sedge Wingling comes back. They shuffle it back in to get land. Bushwhack to kill our face down, go for the throat. Well, we are literally just drawing lands here, so let's Grizzly Salvage. We find another Oculus, so we have enough to cast the 3rd one, so let's do it. 6 more cards get exiled. Our GOYF is now an 18/19, so let's get in there. Because I don't think even if they blocked with everything they have, they could actually kill the GOYF. Sweet. They're down to 1. They flip with Spinner of Souls, finding a Screaming Nemesis. That is scary with a GOYF if they have a fight spell, because we literally die to that. So I'm holding my breath here and clenching. Nope, they didn't have it, thank heavens. Yeah, Bushwhack, Screaming Nemesis on the GOYF kills us, which would have been really funny and cool, but we got a GOYF on a face down, so I'm going to keep that alive here to get another one. Right, Spinner of Souls flips, another Spinner of Souls, a Brush Cactus, and another Ramp. I'm going to delve the Hooting Mandrills here, just get bigger. So we got a total of 2 23/24 GOYFs. And that's what this deck does. I hope you enjoy it, and if you give it a go, let me know how you got on.